similar to another story that I've started recently, the Key to Time was the name given to all six storylines of the 16th serial of Doctor Who, or rather its arc, from 1978 through to 1979. Now, the Key to Time saw the Doctor being tasked by being called the White Guardian in order, to retrieve six pieces of an artifact which, when assembled, would assemble the Key to Time. An artifact that would ultimately give the person who possessed it control over, well, frankly, unlimited power and power over time. Now, the first story of this particular season, or this particular season arc, was the Ribos operation, which debuted in four parts from the 2nd to the 23rd of September 1978. Now, in it, the Fourth Doctor, played by Tom Baker, this is the next serial after the Invasion of Time, he's just finished building his new version of K9, voiced once again by John Leeson, when they're suddenly summoned by a being known as the White Guardian, played by Cyril Luckman. Now, he tells the Doctor that he is recruiting him to find the Key to Time, to find all the pieces and put it together and ultimately do so. Now, he also explains that while he is the White Guardian, there's also another person like him called the Black Guardian who will obviously attempt to find the pieces and use them for evil. Now, this was covered a lot more in the Fifth Doctor era in the Black Guardian trilogy, which, I might pick it up someday. But anyway, in order to help the Doctor on his quest, the White Guardian assigns him a new companion named Romana, or I'll admit it does lead to to a moment of humour that I actually quite like. Like when he meets Romana, and then when they arrive on the planet Ribos, which is where the first piece of the key is located, he says, one last thing, your name. What about my name? Well, it's too long. I mean, by the time I've said, watch out, what's your name again? Romana Dvartnalunda. Well, before I said that, you could be dead. I'll just call you Romana. I don't like Romana. It's either Romana or Fred. Okay, call me Fred. Good. Come on, Romana. I love that. Just that one moment of comedy. I just love that. So, as I said, the first piece of the artifact, the Key to Time, is located on the planet Ribos, which is a planet which appears to be in a kind of late medieval style, which I couldn't help but compare it in my head, for the look of it, to stereotypical Russia around that era. I think it's very much supposed to be kind of comparable to that particular style. Now, on the planet of Ribos, you've got two con men named Garon, played by Ian Cuthbertson, and Unstov, played by Nigel Plaskett. Now, they are actually con artists, and what they're trying to do is sell the planet to an exiled tyrant emperor named Graf Vindicay, played by Paul Seed. Now, they promise him to sell the planet because it's full of this stuff called Jethric crystal, which is apparently very powerful, but what they neglect to mention is that the Jethric crystal that's on display is actually the only one in existence. And as the Doctor and Romana soon find out, that is actually the piece of the Key to Time that they've been sent there to collect. Now, while Garon and Unstov are trying to sell the planet, of course, Graf is a little hesitant about the whole thing, and the planet is also being guarded by a creature called a Shrivenzale, which kind of like a giant lizard. You get the idea with that. So it's kind of cross purposes. It's the Doctor and Romana trying to get the crystal so that they can continue their search. Garon and Unstov attempting a long con in order to get gold out of Graf before running away, and Graf planning to use it to gain more power, having been exiled. I will admit, this particular story, it does have some good parts. I mean, part 3 I felt was a little bit unnecessary in that it's effectively just one solid episode of them running away, getting captured, trying to find the catacombs, and then later trying to run away. For Romana, I think she and the Doctor work well together. I think I could have used a little more K9. He's not really in there that much. Like, the Doctor calls him during part 3 to come and break them out of prison, but he's not awfully in it an awful lot, which, looking back on it, I can kind of understand, given that apparently his remote control system did play havoc with the set when they were using him back in the 70s. But, you know what, I feel they could have used him more, but for the time that he's in it, he's good. I do like also the ending where the Doctor and Romana, they've managed to do everything, they managed to solve everything, and they're about to head off in the TARDIS when Garen asks if he can hold the crystal just one last time. Well, goes, oh, I don't see why not. Hands it over to Garen, who marvels at it, kind of turns around for a minute, and then seemingly hands it back to the Doctor, which the Doctor kind of then goes and gives him a hug, and they exit, and they're like, I bet he's swapped in, the Doctor's now swapped it back. To which, of course, once the Doctor and Romana have reparted, Garen says to him and stuff, oh, well, they fell for that. I mean, we got the crystal, to which he takes out, it's just a piece of rock. It's like, damn it. I switched it, he must have switched it back. I knew that was coming, but I still loved it for it. So, for the first episode, or the first story of the Key to Time series, I think the Ribos operation, it's fun. I do think they could have done a little bit more to make things a little bit different, maybe included K9 a bit more, or learned a bit more about Graf's kind of empire, but you know what? For a first go-round, I think the Ribos operation is a good one to check out. And now I'll either be going back to Trial of the Time Lord or continuing on with the Key to Time. So I'll either be reviewing next Mind Warp or the Pirate Planet. You'll have to find out which one I do. Until then, see ya.